Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadashivasamarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Narayanam Padmabhavam Vasishtam Shaktim cha Tatputra Parasharam cha Vyasam Shukam Gaudapadam Mahantam Govinda Yogindra Matasya Sishyam Sri Shankaracharya Matasya Padma Padam cha hastamalakam cha shishyam tam todakam vartikakarmanyan asmadgurun santatamanatosmi shruti smriti purananam alayam karunalayam namami bhagavat padam shankaram loka shankaram shankaram shankaracharyam keshavam badarayanam sutrabhashya kritau vande bhagavantau punah punah समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् मौनव्याख्या परकटितपरब्रह्मतत्त्वं युवानं वसिष्ठान्ते वसत् ऋषिगणैः आवृतं ब्रह्मनिष्ठैः आचार्येन्द्रं करकलितचिन्मुद्रमानन्दरूपं स्वात्मा रामं मुदितवदनं Dakshinamoorty Mide. We just completed the verse number 9. Now we'll go to the last verse, which is Falashruti. Basically, giving us the final result. And the final result has been very clearly stated in the first Ullasa as the introduction to this. Last verse, what is here? With Sureshwaracharya writes in his first Ullasa for verse number 10. Parichinna Mahatbhavam Paridhyajyanushankitam Purnaham Bhava Labosya Stotrasya Palamuchyate. Asya Stotrasya Phalam. Of this Stotram Dakshinamoorty Stotrasya Phalam. Phalam Kim? What is the Prayojanam? As you know, the four important things to be mentioned: Vishaya, Adhikari, Vishaya, Sambandha and Prayojanam. In anything that we come to speak about or write, who is the person qualified to listen? What is the subject matter? What is the connection between this listener and the subject matter? And finally, what is the result? So here, Prayojanam Kim Asya Stotrasya. Asya Purna Aham Bhava Labha. Aham Bhava, Aham Iti Bhava. I, the notion of I, presently the I is only connected to my body, mind, intellect, limited. So here it is said, Aham Bhavam Parichinnam Aham Bhavam. Parichinnam means chit is to cut or limit. Chinna, limited. In Tamil, chinna means small. Chinna means that which is having limitation. or in another meaning, chid is the root word to cut. It is broken. So the broken or limited or small ahambhava is what we have. Tat parityajya, having given up that. Parichinnam ahambhavam parityajya, which is anushankikam. Very beautifully put. It so happened to be. Anushankikam means it is not really there, but it happened to be experienced by us. Incidental. This limited I is an incidental I. Because this so-called identification with our body, mind, etc. are not really true. We give up in dream state, we give up in sleep state, and when we wake up, we happen to get this identification. So, parichinnam anushankikam ahambhavam parityajya, having given up the limited I, which incidentally there, purna ahambhava labha. Purna means aparichinna ahambhava. Unlimited ego. Oh. See, ego limited is a problem. Unlimited ego is not a problem. Why? There is nothing outside me. Everything is me. So, kya hoga? Whom I may be happy with or whom I may be unhappy with? Whom do I love? Whom do I hate? Tasya ko moha kashokaha ekatvam anupashyataha. Ekatvam yadi kopi pashyati chet. If anyone is seeing ekatvam, only one is there, उसका अलावा कुछ नहीं है, अन्यत किंचित न अस्ति चेत, तस्य मोहः कः, लोभः कः? What does he greed? What does he be angry with? Can I be angry with? I am angry with my left hand, Why? It's also you. So when everything has become me, whom do I hate or whom do I love? Whom do I want to own? Whom do I want to disown? Ishwaratvam is that. Aparichinna ahambhava. Purna ahambhava. Here ahambhava should not be understood as ego, even if you want to take it as a ego. But it is total identification. Purna तादात्म्यम. मैं हूं, मेरा और कोई नहीं है. Other than me, there is nothing. This is the phalam. The result of this the Dakshinamoorty Stotram is Purnahambhava. Total identification. Sarvatma bhava. In other words, Sarvatma bhava. Sarvam mama atma iti. Mama atma sarva bhutatma. My own self is everybody's self. So nothing I have hatred for. I don't have any special liking for someone or something. Sarva me ekatva, sarva me, in everything I see myself. Swatma darshanam sarvasmin. Ishwarupataha, Ishadarshanam Swatmarupataha. As Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi said, Ishadarshanam Atmadarshanam. Ishwarasya darshanam Atmadarshanam eva. Sarvasmin ekayeva Atma tadeva aham. So, having pointed out this is the phalam. So, what does it mean? So, in the next verse number 10. Sarvatmatvam sputi kritamidam yasmadamushmin stave tenasya shravanat tadartamananat Dhyanacha sankirtanat सर्वात्मत्वमहादि विभूति सहितं स्यादीश्वरत्वं ततः सिद्ध्येतत् पुनरष्टदा परिणतं च ऐश्वर्यमव्याहतम् सर्वात्मत्वमिति स्फुटीकृतमिदं यस्मादमुष्मिंस्तवे तेनास्य श्रवणात् तदर्थमननात् ध्यानाच्च संकीर्तनात् सर्वात्मत्वमहाविभूतिसहितं स्यादीश्वरत्वं ततः सिद्ध्येतत् पुनरष्टदा परिणतं च ऐश्वर्यमव्याहतम्. Amush means stave. Amush means this. Stave stotre. Stava means stuti. Stuti, in this stuti or in this stotram, in this very hymn, Sarvat asmin save Dakshinamoorty stotre सर्वात्मत्वमिदं प्रत्यक्षं स्फुटीकृतम्. प्रत्यक्ष फलम् अस्मिन् स्तवे स्फुटीकृतं, स्पष्टेन उक्तम्. Very clearly it is spoken that the result of this Dakshinamurti Patanam, Dhyanam, Shravanam, Mananam, Dhyanam. That's why it says one has to listen to, meditate on, reflect on and meditate. Guroho Artataha Avagamat. Shravanam means Shravanat Guroho, from the Guru. Artataha, with correct meaning. Avagamat, understanding. Shravanam is not just listening, but listening with attention in the intention to know clearly. So tena asya shravanat, tena asya shravanat, asya shravanat, asya shrotrasya shravanat artha sahitam. Tada artha mananat, artham grihitva tat mananam kartavyah. Having understood the content of this knowledge from the teacher, one has to sit down quietly to reflect on it. Mananam matanam eva. Like that of the churning of a butter, churning of the yogurt or curd brings out the butter, and thereafter you don't have any much use of that yogurt or the curd, because once you have taken the essence of it, it is of no use. In the same way, one should remove or take out the essence through mananam. Yata shrudam tata arthasya yuktya vyavastapanat. Arthasya vyavastapanam. Clarity in that understanding and establishing in that knowledge clearly. That is, knowing what is the essential teaching that needs to be properly comprehended. Listening time, you don't do that. Listening, you just listen carefully. Try to take out the maximum from that hearing or listening. After that, when one does the reflection, one comes to have clarity in thinking. Then dhyanat. Shrutam artha akara vritti nairantarya karanat. Shrutam artha, whatever is heard, that akara vritti, tad akara vritti, then that should be the thought flow continuously. Brahma eva aham iti shrutva mananam cha krutva tad akara vritti pravaha. मन में वो आकार ही होना चाहिए, वो continuous flow of that thought. So that is obviously considered as a dhyanam. Dhyanam is not just sitting in one corner. It's a constantly having the ability to bring out that thought in the beginning stages, nididhyasanam. Nidaram dhyatum icha, bringing that thought again and again and again. मैं ब्रह्म हूं, मैं ब्रह्म हूं, मैं सदाशिव हूं, मैं परमेश्वर हूं. Not परमेश्वर in the sense that I rule everybody, not that way. मैं उसका अंश मैं हूं. जो है ईश्वर में. Whatever is that very essence of the Lord, that is alone me. Not this jivatva, not this limited individuality. This continuous engagement in that thought flow. Tad artha akara vritti nairantaryam. It becomes permanent. Nairantaryam means nirantarata. Nirantaram. Nirantaram means distinction or difference or gap. Nirantaram means there is no gap. Nityam. There is no other thought allowed to enter in. So, Nairantarya Karanacha, then he says interesting, Tena Asya Shravana Tatartamanana Dhyanacha, then he says Sankirtanat. Sankirtana means what? After meditation you sing or what? No, even says, even if you just chant this 10 verses again and again, you will get it. स्तोत्र कीर्तन मात्रादपि ए श्रोत्र को आप just sing this a bit the meaning understand. And sing does not mean okay set to meter and then do alapanam, not like that. That's what people do. Let's start with all the alapanam and all, not that way. Kirtana here means memorizing or repeating, even that will be sufficient. Sarvatmatva lakshana ya mahavibhutihi. What is a mahavibhuti here? Great glory of this Stotram. It gives you sarvatmatva jnanam. Sarvam atma, tad atma ahameva. That atma of everything, the self of everything is me, myself. Tada sahitam ishwaratvam. Along with that, one gets the ishwaratvam. What it means? Nirupamitam niradishayam ishwaratvam syat. That ishwaratva was the ruler of everything. That also becomes one's benefit. Sarvatmatva mahavibhuti sakidam syat ishwaratvam tatah. Here ishwaratvam should be understood as all the powers which a yogi gets. So, what are those things that will be spoken earlier? Later on, ishwaratvam tatah siddhyet, prapnoti, gets. That itself is manifesting as punaha ashtada parinatam cha, ashtada siddhi. Ishwaratvam niradishayam syat swadaha swabhavadaha sittam na prayatna sadhyam. Ishwaratva, which is one's own nature, as jiva we don't do any prayatna, right, to be a jiva. To be who I am so-and-so, son of so-and-so, daughter of so-and-so, or some father or mother or somebody else. All these things, from the day we are born, it is already there. I don't need to think about it. Prayatna rahitam. उसको प्रयत्न नहीं करना है. But Ishwaratva is that which actually aprayatnat siddham. Actually who you are. In fact, he says this egoistic entity, as I am so and so, son of this one, a daughter of that one, or brother of this, a sister of that. This is prayatnam. Ishwaratva is aprayatnam. Being you are, not as somebody, being as you are, aham iti bhavaha, ahameva ishvaraha, aham sarvatmaha, idi bhavam aprayatna siddhyate. Yadi prayatnat kinchit siddhyate, if anything is gained out of prayatna, anithyameva tat. That is only temporary. Anityatvat, anityatavashambhavit bhavat ityartah. Yad yatnat siddhyate tad anitya anityatva अनित्यत्व अवश्यम भावात इत्यर्थ। जो कर्म से मिलता है, वो जो प्रयत्न से मिलता है, वो नित्य नहीं है। Here, what is an prayatna? Letting go. in वेदांत भी से प्रयत्न करो। क्या प्रयत्न करना है? छोड़ने का प्रयत्न करो। खरीदने का नहीं। Not to grasp, not to hold, not to greed, not to grasp, not to hold on to or take it in. छोड़ने के लिए प्रयत्न करो। आप तो what you are holding on is not yours. What you are holding on is not you. A person who wants to go to sleep, क्या प्रयत्न करना है उसको? छोड़ने का प्रयत्न है कि नहीं? What is that he has to do? What effort he has to do when you want to go to sleep? To leave. Our problem is attachment. Our problem is possessiveness. Our problem is finding joy in limited things. That's why we are not able to let go of things which I know is not really having any content of joy, or that is actually causing trouble. एक ज्ञान से होता है। ज्ञान से ही हम समझ जाते हैं और समझते हैं कि ये छोड़ने का वस्तु है। वो प्रयत्न, this object which I am holding on is causing only a trouble. So that prayatna you do, or leaving, but not prayatna to hold on to anything. यथा यत् पुनः प्रसिद्धम अष्टदा परिणितम अणिमादि ऐश्वर्यम तच्च सिद्ध्येत अनुशंकादेव. So all other siddhis, anima, garima, mahima, lagima, prakamya, ishitvam, vashitvam, ityadi ashtada parinatam, 8 siddhis which are said to be the yogi will get, which we also seen before. Those things can come as a side effects. You know, the anushanka. Anushanka is similar to that as what is said, incidental. Incidentally, you get it, all the powers. The person who gains this, he will not even be interested in that, but he will get it. So, they are all subsequent effects. And this, the Ishvaratam is avyahatam, apradihatam. It is indestructible, unobstructed. Unobstructed powers will be his. So this is how this avyahatam, aishwaryam avyahatam. So sarvatmatvam idhi sputi kritamidam yasmadam ushminstave tena shashravanat tadartamananat dhyanat cha sankirtanat sarvatmatma mahavibhuti sagidam syadishwaratvam tadaha siddhyetat punarashtada parinatam cha aishwaryam avyahatam. So sarvatmatva siddhi ishwaratva tada ashtada parinatam siddhi api tasya bhavati yaha shravanat dhyanat mananat sankirtanat cha stotram patati va shrunoti va dhyayati va mananam karoti va tasya etat siddhihi sarvatma siddhihi avashyam Hmm? Avashyam bhavati. Saha prapnoti. All right. Now, explanation on that. What about other things of the world, like long life, money, all that? So he says in the second verse, Putra Pautra Griha Kshetra Dhanadanya Samruddayah Arvachinacha Siddhyanti Swargapatala Bhumishu. Arvachinaha of the lower category. Arvachi means lower category. The lower, inferior ones also he gets by default. Siddhyanti. Where Swarga Patala Bhumishu, whether he goes to the Swarga or he goes to the Patala or in this very earth itself, what does he get? Putra, son, meaning progeny. Pautra, grandson also. Griha, house. Kshetra, field. Meaning field means farmlands, etc. Dhanam, wealth. Dhanyam, grains or all the paddy field and all that. All these, samruddhaya, prosperity, everything is his if one is able to do the meditation on this. These are all not really sought after by a person who is actually seeking mukti. Really, this is not meant for that. Yadyapi asmat stotra sarve eva अभिलषणीयार्थाः लभ्यन्ते तदापि बुद्धिमता न क्षुद्रलाभाय इदं प्रोक्तव्यम्. किन्तु महाफलाय परमेश्वरपदाय एव अर्वाचीनेन अनेक फलानि तु प्रसङ्गतः वस्तुं महिमस्तु महिम्ना एव भविष्यति इति तात्पर्यम् इत्यः. See, a person who is looking for mukti, he is not interested in putra, pautra, dhana, dhanam, etc. But that will come to him whether he wants it or not. But that is not what he is seeking. They all will come to him unasked. Our Gurudev said, when I came in 1951, when he came down from Uttarakashi, he had a quarter in his hand. And that too, that quarter which did not of any use, because when he went to Himalayas to study under Shivananda Maharaj, it was pre-independence. And when he came out, independence already declared. And that coin has no value. That's what he was carrying. And he said, this is the only wealth I have. I don't have anything else. My greatest wealth is here, in my tongue. And such a one who did not have a single penny in his hand, created 300 plus centers running into millions of dollars. What did he do? Nothing. He just thought about Bhagavan and did his work. Now, not that he wanted all these things, but it happened. It's just there. Bhagavan's glory when you sing. Bhagavan makes sure that you glorious. Because you sang his name. He himself is Ishvara who rules everything. Will he not give that to you? Ananyas chintayanto mam yejana paryupasate tesham nityabhyuktanam yogakshemam mahamyaham. I'll take care of everything. Atma's life proved that. So, these putra, pautra, ityadi, they will come. They are called arvachina. They are lower results. Siddhyanti eva. Whether he's in the Swarga, Patala or Bhumi, it will come to him. But he is not interested in that anyways. Interesting thing is that when you are not interested, it will come. When you go after them, they'll just run away. I don't want it. Chalo. Then they'll come knocking at your door. So it is said here, interesting example he gives here. Pake pravartamanasya Shritadi pariharavat prasangikascha siddhyanti stotrenanena sarvata. Hey, when you have cold or some little cold and etc. or some sneezing, then your husband says, why not you make some tea? So you go to the kitchen and stand in front of the stove. The heat of the stove will cure your cold even before you drink the coffee, tea. Pake pravartamanasya. One who is engaged in cooking. Shitadi pariharavat. Is it not cold and alcohol? Might be even before drinking a tea, because of the heat itself, your cold is gone. In the same way, he gives such an example. Prasangikaha, incidental are this. Prasangigasya siddhyanti stotrena anena sarvata. By just singing the Dakshinamoorty Stotram, all these siddhis will surely be yours, even if you do not want, or like that of a person getting rid of his cold, etc., by just standing next to the heat. The intent is not to get rid of that fever or not, the cold, etc., but he happened to be there and he went there for cooking. So the purpose for which you are studying is different. Mukti eva or mukti prayojanarthaya. But when you are going for mukti or moksha, samsara vimukti, and you are going for that, best of the things will come to you. Even the Ishwaratva, Sarvantaryamitva, Sarva Atmatva also will come to when one is worshipping the Lord with this stotram, as it is said, Aishwaryam Ishwaratvam hi tasya nasti pratak stitihi purushe dhavamanopi chayatam anudhavati. See, Ishwarisya Swarupam Aishwaryam. Aishwarya means prosperity. Ishwarasya Swarupam. It is the nature of the Lord, and he being the master of everything, can the prosperity be different from him? When I am the Lord of this universe, let us say, all prosperity that is there, it is already mine. I don't need to go for it. Ishwarasya Swarupameva Aishwaryam na pratakstitihi. It is not different. Parthakyena avasthanam nasti. It cannot stay away from him. Tasmat, example what is giving? Chayavat aviyuktam ishwarasya. Just like when you are walking, are you worried whether the shadow is coming with you or not? Arey Baba, 1 minute ठहरो ना, shadow नहीं आ रहा है. Hey, come on. The shadow cannot but come. Purushe dhavamane. When a person is running, api, chaya tam anudhavati. Shadow will follow him only. Where else? So, Ishwarasya chaya Ishwaryam. The Lord's shadow is all the prosperities, all the powers. How can it be different? How can it stay different from Him? So therefore, Vacham agocharam anadashiyam sahajam samartyam tad aishwaryam ityartha. Vacham agocharam. Ishwarasya aishwaryam agochara vastu. Vacham agochara vastu. Is not even, you cannot even describe. Samartyam, the abilities, anadishayam. It is so unique. And it includes anima, mahima, garima, lagima, all those ashtata parinatam. Parinatam means fold, it different ones. So those are also its own only. As it is said here, Ananta Shakti Raishwaryam Nishpandastani Madayah Swasyeshwaratve Samsiddhe Siddhyanti Swayameva Hi. Ananta Shakti, infinite power. That Aishwaryam, Ananta Shakti Aishwaryam, Nishpandascha Animadaya. The Lord's power is unimaginable, unlimited, and Anima, Garima, and all other such siddhis are all mere drops only. They are just Nishpand. Nishpand means a small little drop. So, Nishpandaha, Animadisiddhayaha, Nishpandaha, Vipranumatraha, Tasam Parichinnatvat, Anyeshobi, Tadatmena Bhavat, Tadacha Shrutihi, Edasya Eva Anandasya Atmani Bhutani Matram Upajivanti. Anyani Bhutani Matram Upajivanti. The joy of the Ishwaratva is such that only a little drop is what we experience. Any joy that experiences only a tiny little drop of the Ananda of Ishvara. We get a glimpse of it in our sleep. Right? When you're sleeping, आपको कुछ लड्डू चाहिए? नहीं. गुलाब जामुन नहीं. Black Forest cake. क्यों? अरे छोड़ो मुझे. So, leave me, I just enjoying. What is that enjoyment? Ishwarasya Anumatra Ananda. Only little glimpse of the Ananda of the Lord. We experience every day, that's why we don't leave it. Every day we want it. Dose and dose of it. So, this Lord's Ananda is such that all other powers, any power is meant for you to enjoy something only. Nobody uses the power to become suffering. If I have the power to do something, it is only to add to my happiness. When one is already full, one don't even care about all these things. So Gurudev was asked this question, Swamiji, what are your siddhis? He said, my buddhi. I know that I don't want this thing. That buddhi is there. I don't need any of this. वो बुद्धि मेरे पास है, वही है सिद्धि. किसके लिए ये सब? Casio watch with the product number is also there. That means it is picked up from the factory only. कहाँ से आएगा the Casio watch? It has been stolen from somewhere only, it will come to your hand. Where else? Anyway, so these powers, etc., of no use to a man of wisdom. He doesn't want to become popular by showing all these magics to people. Like he is full with himself, content, atmaneva atmanatushta. He doesn't want anybody to recognize his greatness. It become problem. They will come after me. So I don't want that. So he is full with himself, complete in his ananda rupena tishtati. So, but anyway, because it is said in the verse, what are the eight anima, garima, etc., he's going to explain that. Yadi aishwarya vikprangbihi Brahma Vishnu Shivadayah Aishwaryavanto Shasante Sayevatma Sadashivah Brahma Vishnu Shiva Adayah Aishwaryavantah. Lord Vishnu, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, all of them are filled with so much of powers. Te Shashante. They rule the world in their own territory, or they do the engaging in that act of creation, sustenance, dissolution, all this way they rule. Yad Aishwarya Viprangbihi, by whose power allotted to them. Viprangbihi means leshaihi, a little part of the power but from whom they are able to rule the world. That one, Saeva Atma Sadashiva. That Sadashiva is the one from whose power, little power, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, etc., they are able to rule the world. Meaning what? They are allotted departments. You do the department of creation. You are the department of sustenance. You are the department of dissolution. These powers are given to them. Viprangbihi bindubihi leshaihi iti avat tesham sadashiva vibhuditvat iti ashankyadaha sayeva atma sadashiva sadashiva eva atma eva sadashiva. The Lord alone is yourself allows that Lord ityartha ato brahmada ishwaryam abhi swabhavam swabhava mahimna eva upanamate vidushaha hi edat drishtantena. So now that is given as a drishtanta, as another illustration on this. So that is to say, the Lord's nature, the Sadashiva, the Paramatma's nature is full of such powers. A part of it is being manifested, expressed by the other smaller forms of his expression are the Brahma, Vishnu, Ityadi. So that is explained in the next verse. What by an illustration? Pushpamanayata gandaha vinecchamanubhuyate purnaham bhavayuktena parichinna vibhutayah. If, let us say, I ask you for, I'm going to do puja, go and pick up some flowers. And you pick up flowers from the garden. When you are bringing it with you, you happen to smell the flower also. It's not your intention to smell the flower, but you smell. Why? Unintentionally it comes. Right? Pushpamanayata, while you are bringing the flowers, gandaha, smell, vina icham, without you desiring, anubhuyate, is experienced. So when you are bringing the prasad for the puja, and you open, then they open, they kept it closed with this aluminum foil. So just before Naivedyam, then Ata Naivedyam, they open. The smell of masal vada, vina icha, without you desiring for it comes or you are not. Can you deny it? Then we say pranaya swaha, pranaya swaha, pranaya swaha. Only even Bhagavan also only smell is given. Poor thing, take the smell. So even without desiring, the smell comes. In the same way, Purna Hambhava Yuktena, with Purnatmatva Yuktena, where the one gains the supreme, one whole consciousness of the whole thing, universal consciousness. Purna Ahambhava Yuktena, Parichinna, these limited ones are Vibhudaya. They are only just a limited powers which only happen to be, he doesn't want it. It happens to be there. So what that is to say, Tasmat Purnatmane Sadashivarupa eva Sambhavana Karya. Therefore, strive to obtain that universal consciousness, na Brahmadishu idi sthitam stotra palastute tatparyam. Don't settle down for this way worshipping the smaller ones, little ones. Bhagavan Krishna also said in Gita also that Etu anyata devata bhaktaha Shraddhaya, with the very great faith, even those people who are worshipping other gods, they are also worshipping me only. Te api mameva prapatyante. They only worship me only. Avidhi purvakam, without knowing. Yeah, they don't know. Ye pyanya devata bhakta bhajanti shraddhayanvitaha tepi mameva kaunteya bhajanti avidhi purvakam. They are also worshipping. After all, where they get the power? I only give. Yo yo ya yam tanum bhaktaha Shraddhayarchitam ichchati tasya tasya achalam shraddham tameva vidadamyam. I only give. So, Ishvara Sarvatmatva Praptyarthe Sambhavana Karya. What are these eightfold powers? Anima Mahima Chaiva Garima Lagima Tata Prapti Prakashyamishitvam Vashitvam Chashtasiddhayah. There are eightfold siddhis that are available: Anima, Mahima, Garima, Lagima, Praptihi, Prakamya, Ishitvam, Vashitvam. These are all the eightfold eightfold siddhis. And it is said, Hanuman ji has got all of them. Ashta siddhi Navanidhi ke dhata asavar dina janaki mata. Exhibited all the eightfold powers. Because he was, what was he worshipping? He was not worshipping Bhagavan for that. He happened to get that what? Because he is a devotee of the Lord. And when he wanted to become small, he just have to think about it. Let me be small. But small ho gaya. Let me become huge. But and even at that time, he only remembered the Lord. It is Bhagavan's work I am doing. Therefore, it has happened. Not that I have any pride over this, ego over this. So, the Ashtasiddhi comes to a person who meditates on this Sadashiva Dakshinamoorty. So, now one by one he is explaining each one of them. First one is Anima. Anima means, Anu means becomes small. Starting with that. Atyanta manushu pranishu Atmatvena praveshanam Anima sanyamaishwaryam Vyaptasya Paramatmanah. Paramatmanah Aishwaryam. It is the Lord's glory or greatness, power. Sarva Vyaptasya, one who is all pervading. Sanyam is known as Anima. What is that? Atyanta Manushu Pranishu. Even the smallest of the insect, even the smallest of the insect, he becomes the self of that also. Atmatvena Praveshanam. He is able to enter into them as even as their own self. Even under the microscope, if you look at the smallest bacterial things going, उसमें भी वो आत्मा जो है वो because of it they are able to move. Life, can you just measure life? What size it is? Does it have a weight? Does it have weight? No. Does it have a size? No. How tall it is? How tall is life? How broad is life? How big is life? How small is life? How heavy is life? How light is life? You cannot comprehend that. That life is, it is said, Prittika Pulakadi Paranadishu Ityartha. Even the smallest Prittika means Pulaka is Dhanya. Pulaka Yava Dhanyeshu, Prittika Yava Pakshishu. Even the smallest grain in that there is life factor. Even the smallest insect there is life. That life, Anima, like a small atom. That is the Anima Shaktihi, Anima Siddhihi. One can, that's why Hanumanji, when he didn't want to be noticed by anybody, he became such a small little one. So to become small, to become like the life of all beings, being all pervading, it is Ishvara's Siddhi only. It is to become so minute, not limited, it's a minute presence. At the same time, it can be the biggest you can think of. Brahmandadi Shivantaya Shatrim Shattattva Samhate Bahischavapya Vrittitvam Aishwaryam Mahimahvayam. Brahmanda Adi, starting from the Brahmanda, the whole cosmos, ending in Shiva, meaning from the creation Brahmanda, Brahmas, Shiva, the annihilator, until that, all things, everything, Brahmanda di Shivantayaha Shatrimshat Tattva Samhate. All the 36 factors we have seen in the second verse in the previous verse, we have seen that all that 36 of them, 5 Pancha Mahabhutas, Pancha Jnanendriyani, Pancha Karmendriyani, Pancha Pranadyaha, Pancha Vishayaha, Chaturbida Antakaranaha, Bindu, Nada, Shakti, Shiva, Shanta, Atita, and then Ishvara. This way 36. In all the 36, and Bahischa, outside also. In all the 36 tattvas plus Bahischa Vyapya, pervading outside also, Vrittitvam, remaining there in everything. That is called, that Aishwaryam, what is known as, that is what is known as, the power is called Mahima. Mahima Ahuhu Ayam. They say, the men of knowledge consider that as Mahima. Mahima means of the nature of greatness or most pervading, big, uh, Brahmatvam. That's why the GE truck, GM truck. One of the truck is known as Brahma, huge one. They took it from Dakshinamoorty. The name is what? Brahma. That's huge. Then now comes what is that is called heaviness and what is known as lightness. Paramanu samangasya samudharana karmani gaurave merutulyatvam garimanam vidurbudaha. Buddhaha viduhu, men of knowledge know garimanam, meaning garima siddhihi, garima power. Merutulyatvam, equal to the weight of Meru. Meru is considered as the center of the universe. A yogi who is in deep meditation can remain as a most small Paramanu sama angasya, equal to that of a Parama anu anga. The body has become like that of a small dot. Samudharana karmani, when he is ready to lift himself to the highest, at that point, nobody can shake him. He may be looking very small, not that he will be blown away by a wind or a breeze or anything. But at the same time, even though by physical size he is small, but he will be as heavy as that of the Meru mountain. There's a story in Mahabharata where Bhima was walking one day in the forest. There was a monkey lying down. And it had a long tail. He was walking and said, the tail was like right on his way. He told the monkey, "You're sleeping. Hey, get up, take away your tail." Because it is said, if a person is lying down, you cannot cross that person. Or anybody lying down, you cannot cross that person. That's not correct. So you say, well, woke him up, get up, take out your tail away. He said, I am very tired, I'm very old also. You take the tail and put it that side. Oh, are you kidding? No, if you want to go, you do it. Bhima, huge. He just lifted that, tried to lift that tail. No. Is it like a rock? He took both his hands and lifted, nothing happened. He just put all his strength. No, not even an inch he could move. Hey, who are you? By the way, who are you? Bhima. Oh, you are this Krishna devotee, correct? Yes, okay. Aham Hanuman. I am Hanuman. Your Krishna is nice, actually really not that great. Compared to Rama, it's nothing. But anyway. So, even Aham Rama Bhakta. So here, Bhima could not even lift, even though he is one who is a heavyweight champion. But he could not lift Hanuman because he had that power. He is lying down, but nobody could move him. So here, Paramanu sama angasya samudharana karmani, for the sake of him to appear to be unavailable to the whole world, to lift himself to the highest point. But Gaurave, in the weight, Meru Tulyatvam, that is called Garima. One more we'll see here. What is Anima here? Lagima, which is light. Mahameru Samangasya Samudharana Karmani Lagave Tulatulyatvam Lagimanam Vidurbudaha. Budaha Viduhu, again, men of knowledge, you know what is that? Lagimanam, lightness. Tulatulyatvam, like that of a cotton. Cotton, when you have it in just a small breeze, it will start flying. Lagave, in lightness like that of the cotton. Even as the physical body is huge like a Meru mountain. Mahameru Tulya Angasya, like Hanumanji when he decided to fly, he become bigger than the Mahendra mountain. And then he took off. Huge body, but very light, like a feather. Samudharana karmani Mahameru Sangasya Lagave Tulya Tulyatvam. These are all to say that the yogi or here the devotee upasaka who meditates upon the Lord as Sarvatmatva siddhaye jayate mananam karoti, shravanam karoti, ityadi. But while doing that, he happens to get all these powers and that will be given to him as an additional perks. But whether he may use it, if at all using it, he will use it for the Jana Kalyanartham, not for his own purpose. For he does not have any gain out of all these things because he has gained that because he doesn't want anything. So that is called Lagima. We'll see more of that. Anima, Garima, Lagima. So Anima, Visa, Mahima, Garima, Lagima, all the four these are the four. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhavet. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.